Welcome to CHD. So we've ended up with a IP camera by Samsung. It's a SNV or SVN 5080. They're 1.3 megapixel cameras. They came out about 5 years ago-ish. They didn't last very long on the market. I think it was about a year, and that's about it. Anyhow, I've gone to the Samsung website and I've downloaded the firmware. I've read through the notes and it says that you need to go to firmware revision 3.10. So I'll just go into that now. I've had problems trying to use Firefox on this, and I downloaded the add-on, which wasn't a problem. I tried Chrome, it just would not work with Chrome, and Internet Explorer, it wouldn't work with Internet Explorer either. But Firefox, a little bit of a problem, but works really good. So I went into upgrade. Now all of these menus, see, I've just got another block up. That's alright. So all of this menu settings here wasn't like this before. I should have done a small little video on the original upgrade from version 2.11, I think it was. ISP 2 point something. It was a lower number than 2.84, which is displayed there, and the firmware revision is 3.10_130416. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do an upgrade. I had to default this camera because somebody changed the default password and I couldn't get into the camera. So having to do that, I thought, well, let's upgrade the firmware as well. And this new version of firmware, this one that you've got to go to before you can go to the final version, seems pretty good. It's got all the settings that you'd expect to see in an IP camera. I didn't really see any OnVif stuff, but apparently the latest firmware is going to support OnVif here. It may or may not in this version, but this is a bridging version between the 2 or the 1 series firmware right up until 3.2, which is the latest one. And also the other mistake that I made is when I downloaded the firmware, as you can see here, it's got SNB, so Sierra November Bravo, and it actually had 5080R, so there was another version of this type of camera here. So you just got to make sure that you get the right firmware. This small one here that you're seeing on the screen now, this one here, this small version, that's the first one that you do, and then obviously it's going to remap the memory because there's a big difference in size between the versions, so you have to go to this one first. So we're going to update the firmware. Now what I did notice before was when I press send, this pop-up menu now appears, which is great. When you have the incorrect firmware, it doesn't appear, and you don't get any kind of confirmation, so you're sitting waiting for a little bit. I'm not exactly sure what's happening right now. Is it unpacking the firmware? What's it doing? I don't know. But I might just pause this because it does take a good 5 to 10 minutes. So I'll just pause this video and we'll come back. Trying to pause this video. Okay, we've just hit the 50% mark now. We've just hit the 75% mark now. It's about 2 minutes. It seems forever. Okay, we're almost done. So right now it says download was ended. Upgrading was started. Love the Chinglish. So before there was a significant amount of pause, like right here. You can see that it says upgrade 0%. So have we finished, or is it going to start again? So I thought, well, I'll just leave it be, just for a couple of minutes, because sometimes these things are a little bit touchy when you're doing firmware upgrades on devices. And sure enough, it will start again in a moment. So I'll just let this run just for a little bit. So when you do get to the upgrading of the firmware, maybe it doesn't happen with other models of cameras that Samsung do. I don't really know. The whole point of the upgrade here is just to see the version. So here was started again to see the version 2.1 OnVif being updated to this camera. And what we're going to do after this is we're going to see if it is compatible with other style recorders. It should be. There shouldn't be any reason. And we're going to see how it integrates. So that will be in another video. This video is just to show you the upgrade procedure on a Samsung camera, and you have to wait is basically the point of this video. So if you're doing an upgrade on site, I think that you should allow in your quotation for at least physically pressing the default button on the camera if you don't have access via PIN number and somebody's changed it, like what has happened, and resetting up the IP address, etc., and also doing the firmware a good 10-15 minutes per camera. So I'll just pause the video and I'll resume when we get a little bit closer to the end. So we can see that we're at 80%. The screen hasn't changed except for the percentage that's going up. I'll pause the video again. So we're back and we're at 99%. So we've seen that it was upgraded and it's now ended. So the close button's now indicating that I can close this, and I think the camera is going to reboot on us. It might take a little while for it to come back online, so let's put the IP address in. Nothing as of yet. I'll just press refresh. It's taking a long time to reboot. We may have to, yeah, this is a PoE camera. We might have to go and actually physically pull power if it doesn't come up. Okay, well, we didn't have to pull power. We do have another screen. This is changed again. So it looks to me like the firmware has now forcing you to do a different password other than the default password. So we've got a few things right here that we shouldn't be using. Refrain from using the following passwords, which is consecutive and repetitive text. The string is for security. Oh, that's a shame, because that QWERTY going forwards and then shift 1 to 4 is my common password that I normally use, so we'll have to put in a different one. So we might go, we might just go QWERTY backwards twice, I guess. That might do it. Let's see if that will do it. See if they accept that. I haven't bothered to read the complete message there. Press apply. So with the other firmware, we weren't forced to change the administrating password. Okay, let's try and press apply again. Not getting any indications here, so it looks like I might have to read this. At least 3 upper and 3 lowercase numbers and special characters. Alright. So if I go QWERTY backwards, caps it, and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what happens now. See if that will accept it. Nope. Okay, let's just try one more time. Alright, I'll pause the video and read this actual information. Okay, well this is getting a little bit annoying here. I've read and tried numerous different types of passwords. I've closed and started up Firefox. I've copied and pasted the password into there. Then I thought, radio, it must be a typing, it must have to be typed. I'm at an absolute loss here. So it says if the password is 8 to 9 letters long, then it should be a combination of at least 3 types: upper, lower case alphabet, number, and special characters. So I guess that the password, if according to what it says, it must have an upper and a lower case alphabet characters, and then numbers and special characters. Now down below it says the following special characters are available for use. As you can see, that those special characters are the characters that run along the top of your keyboard, your QWERTY keyboard, from 1 to 9, and over near your enter button, / backslash, plus and minus. So what we'll do is we'll just give that a go. So we need between 8 and 9 characters long. I have tried this one right here. Let's try another one. So I need at least three types. Great, no problems. Okay, so let's go for an upper. Let's go for a capital H, and let's go for a lowercase. So let's try M. Now we need a number. Let's go 5, and we need a special character. So let's try the asterisk sign. Okay, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. So our minimum is between 8 and 9. So let's do that again. So let's look for an uppercase alphabetical character. Let's use the letter P. Let's use a small a, and we'll use the number 2, and we'll use a special character of, let's say, the @ symbol. Okay, let's try that. Copy, Control V, Control V, press apply. Nothing's happening. That's alright. Okay, so maybe it's got something to do with the cut and paste. So let's type that in. So capital H, small m, the number 5, the asterisk sign, capital P, small a, the number 2, and the @ symbol. So that gives us 8 characters. Let's do that again. H, capital H, small m, the number 5, asterisk, capital P, small a, the number 2, and the @ sign. Let's try. Not getting any changes here whatsoever. Press apply a couple of times, press enter. Nothing's happening. Nothing's happening at all. Okay, so it says the next scenario, if the password is 10 to 15 characters long, then it should be a combination of at least 2 types, upper and lower of the alphabet, numbers and special characters. Okay, so let's just put another, say another number and a letter. So what I'll do is I'll go the letter A. I'll put an A there. Then I'll do caps lock Q and put another Q there. Then I'll go shift 3 for the hash sign, shift 3. Now according to this, we must be correct, and apply, nothing happens. So I'm completely lost. I've tried this numerous times. Might have to jump on their forum or their website and find out what's going on here. Maybe I have to download the well, I can't get into actually downloading the firmware, like a lesser release. So that's great. Awesome, Samsung. That's awesome. Good work. Thanks for watching. Okay, so finally I was able to get a password to accept by removing power. I pressed the default button on the camera, and I had to look into everything to actually figure that out and try that. So now we're going to try. It did come up when I was pressing apply. It did come up with a message saying accepted. So here we're going to try and see if it's going to work. So I use the username of admin, and then camera is the password, and then a capital camera. Okay. I did get a confirmation message, so here we go, we're back in, but it was extremely painful to update the firmware, and also having that problem that stumped me for about 15 minutes. It was very painful. There was no feedback. I suggest if you're going to do a firmware upgrade. So here we have it, 3.24.40702. Now, according to the release notes of this firmware, what we're after, just drag that down. There's a few changes in here. There's a few nice added features, but we're particularly after the OnVif 2.1, and also Profile S as well for the OnVif. That would be nice. There is a few other little niceties here that they've included. What else? I'm not sure if it did 30 frames per second before, the camera. Oh, it says from 22 to 30. Okay, it's still 720p because it's 1.3 megapixel. I'm a little bit worried about this CRC checking for the firmware upgrade. Just thought, well, most of the time people do a CRC over the firmware, so manipulation It doesn't happen, you don't get corruption, but this was interesting how this was only applied in version 3, and they had a lot of releases from version 1 right up to here, and now we're up to 3.24. So this is the firmware notes for these cameras here. The one I'm after is this one here. So I've gone into the video profile and I can see the H.264 there. Scrolling down, here we go, we've got 1280 by 1024. That is the highest that it's going to. We've got 30 frames. Let's see if it goes any higher. No, it doesn't. So that's the maximum frame rate. Have a look in video setup, what we've got. This is our usual flip mirror, privacy, okay. We don't have audio on this camera. Let's have a look into camera setup. Alright, exposure, yep, okay. Network settings. I don't know why that should be on manual. So this is interface MAC address, but you can see in the browser here I'm at 25. So let's just change that. Okay, let's try it again. Well, that's a good sign. So we were in network, we're in interfaces. Okay, so it's set to static. Okay, we'll get rid of the DNS in a minute. So choosing port 80. Okay. Well, that's about it. The next one is, let's just have a quick look overview. Okay, nothing's happening. Just see if we can do a LAN search and see if this camera is going to pick up here. So we're looking for the IP of 25. Well, that's really good. So it's definitely got OnVif on there. It's popped up. This is exactly what we wanted. So we'll choose camera 3, position, go back to devices. Okay, go to here. So our username was admin. Oh, that's in capitals. And we had camera Then we had a capital camera as the password there. Okay, that looks all good. Let's go save. And theoretically we should have another camera. Samsung camera working with the MVR. That's awesome. Let's get a preview. Stupid flash. We might just pull up taking a long time here. Maybe if I close that, try again. Let's go Internet Explorer. When all else fails, we can use Internet Explorer. So this is going to fail as well. Okay, so finally we have that camera, that Samsung camera online. Let's go back to the mainstream. So it was this one here. So that was 192.168.1.25. So we've successfully added the Samsung. We've updated the firmware, and we've finally got it online and working with the MVR via OnVif. We go back to channels, land search, and we can see, there we go, we've got the IP address there. Alright, thanks for watching, and my apologies for this video being a little bit painful, but it is the way it is sometimes when you're doing these things. Okay, cheers, thanks for watching.